couple things, but Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
The darling of no.
What do you want me to say about Paul?
No, he used to call me up and tell me how he'd cussed out this guy, cussed out, and when he got to the story, because I was there when he, and I love you, Paul, and you know I've always put you over. You're a great promo. You got the most out of the least with the book, but I wouldn't believe you if your tongue was notarized.
There, that's it right there. You just said it right there.
He had told a story about when he yelled at Flair, and actually I was in the hallway around the thing. It was at center stage, and after Flair said, "You're fired, get out, you're fucking done," and slammed the door and went back in his locker room, then Paul cut a promo on him and throw the garbage can. He told me one day to my face, "Well, I told Vern Gagne, you no good old sack of shit and windbag and blah, blah, blah." And my face, it's like neon light. I'm screaming, "No, you didn't." I mean, no, you didn't. But
I never
Paul
remember him ever saying he wouldn't talk bac to anybody. He's you know.
Well, and I'm not trying to get you to knock him now,
No,
but honestly, because he's one of these people.
He's done well for himself, but you can't believe a thing he says. You know, I mean, it's Paul, I'm sorry, but that's the way you are.
He came in one time at TBS studio, and this is an unrelated story, so I'll tell it very quickly, that he had been back in New York and at the China Club, the hot spot, right? And he said, "Guess who came in?" I said, "I don't know, Paul." I said, "Jack Nicholson." Well, it helps that Paulie does a great impersonation of Jack Nicholson, right? I said, "Really? Jack Nicholson came into the club? Okay, that's believable. New York, China Club." He said, "Guess what he said?" I said, "Wait a minute. Now he talked to you." "Yeah, he came right over to me. Guess what he said?" I said, "Paul, what did Jack Nicholson say to you?" He looked around, he said, "Kid, watch the tennis racket." I said, "Now you mean to tell me that Jack Nicholson not only came up to you and spoke to you, but that he's a fan of our angle?"
Yeah.
I swear on my father's life. Now you have to make me make a choice of whether Jack Nicholson is a fan of our angle or you want your father dead. Paul, you're hurting me. I got to put my bag down. You're hurting me with this stuff. But he told a great story, but he was a great promo at that time. And of course, we got the original Midnight after they'd had the run on ESPN, and you know, we were able to get them and capitalize on that somewhat. But it was, as you said, it was time to close. The name talent had gone. The last tag team champions were DJ Peterson and the Trooper. Was that Del Wilkes? That was Del Wilkes. It was in his rookie year, right? I was a big Del fan, but
you know what? I was
then.
too. And they did a documentary the other night on him, and they asked me to be a part of it. And you know, they asked me some question about him. Should Del be in the Hall of Fame? And I said, well, be honest.
Who's in for exactly what? Because he worked different places and had different impacts.
I said he never had any real impact here in the U.S. that I know of. And I don't think he was ever really given a fair chance anywhere. Yeah. You know,
he had the smidgen of one in the WWF, and the various cliques didn't want to work with him.
And they said, well, what about the cliques that didn't want to do this? I said, I don't think it was so much they didn't want to do anything with them. They didn't know what to do.
Something that a lot of people talk about to this day, and I've seen it, it's out there on YouTube, the Wrestle Rock Rumble, the rap song coming up on Wrestle Rock, which was a big event in
It was
Minneapolis,
in the Dome in Minneapolis, yeah. We had too many matches on the card. We didn't need that many to, I think we found out somebody was scalping tickets, and they probably sold 10,000 tickets that we didn't get credit for.
Well, then they can pay the guys for the extra matches.
Exactly.
Too many matches.
The Wrestle Rock Rumble came up from a marketing company in Minneapolis. They said, you're doing this big thing, and the rock stuff and the Rumble, the rock stuff is good, and let's take the rockers, and let's take you, and let's take them, and we'll make some little rap songs about your opponents.
But it wasn't Wrestle Rap Rumble, it was Wrestle Rock Rumble. So why didn't they put you over like a Led Zeppelin track instead of having all the guys do that? Because there was not a lot lot of natural rappers in the AWA.
Oh yeah, there were some good ones. No, I mean, none of us knew how. But it was the marketing company. They came up with it, they sold us that idea, and we did it. So it was, it was all on them. We did it the way they wanted it done. I heard you probably have copies of it. No, all your events you go, you're selling them, aren't you?
Actually, I'll be.
You owe us some money.